Brutal start to the season. Still just one game back in the AFC North, those Pittsburgh Steelers, trailing the Browns and Ravens, the former of which has the divisional tiebreaker at the moment, coming off their head-to-head win over Baltimore, easily their best game of the season so far. Hall, how do they keep it up?
They have to run the football. We obviously know that, they got to play good defense. Myles Garrett, I think he's putting a lot of people on notice saying that, hey, he's an elite pass rusher. But this offense is what gets guys packed into that stadium. And so for me, it's not just about OBJ. You got to use the other guys. You got to give the ball to guys like Nick Chubb. You got to get the ball to guys like Jarvis Landry. Callaway's coming back. He was a vital part of their offense last year. And so they have a ton of weapons. But for me, you have to protect Baker. And so Freddie Kitchens, give the ball to the other guys on the team. Don't try to force feed a guy like OBJ, because everybody, when we go in there to game plan, we all know where OBJ is on every single play, and we're trying to stop him. And so you have to let the other guys make plays for this Cleveland Browns team for them to continue to keep moving forward.
That 88-yard run by Chubb, which you saw there in the video, and you referenced the longest in the NFL this year. It was also the fastest. The Browns running back flying on the play, just under 22 miles per hour. That's the fastest anyone's been on a touchdown this season. And he wasn't the only one hoofing it. How about Baker Mayfield running downfield to celebrate with him? Reached his top speed this season as well, just under 18 miles per hour. A lot of issues for the Ravens defense on that play and in the game in general. Frankly, in the last 2 weeks, these last couple of games have been brutal for them on that side of the ball. They're last in the league in points allowed in the last 2 weeks, yards allowed, yards per carry, yards per play, rushing touchdowns. It has been brutal. Of course, they've played two very good teams in the last two games, but still, how do they turn it around?
But it doesn't look like Ravens' style of defense, right? You saw that play of Nick Chubb running 88 yards, and chasing him is Earl Thomas, an all-pro safety. And now Earl and another player on his team, the D tackle Brandon Williams, they got into it a little bit because he felt like, hey, Earl, we need to see a little bit more effort from you. What's Earl's response? Hey, in pregame warm-ups, you didn't even play in the game. And so it's that, to me, is that mindset. This defense has been known to be dominant, and they have to get back to that. And to me, it's just a mindset. Guys have to lay out and put it all on the line for each other. And that's what you aren't seeing with this Ravens defense that you've seen year after year after year. And you can't let a guy like C.J. Mosley out of that building, Zadarius Smith out of that building, and think you're going to be a better defense. Even Eric Weddle, he was the glue to that team. And so, I love Earl, and I think he's a dynamic player, but the guy has a point. You got to sell out. Everybody on this football team, for us to be what we need to be defensively, we all got to sell out and make every single play. And that was just one example that, to me, is not about the scheme. Can these guys do it? I know they can do it. They just need to go out there and execute.
And in the meantime, it's a totally different ballgame for Lamar Jackson when your defense is giving up that many points.
Yes.
No Ravens on the list of FedEx Air and Ground nominees this week, but there are a couple of Browns players, including Baker Mayfield, who joins Jameis Winston and Phillip Rivers as the quarterback nominees. As for the running backs, we've got Leonard Fournette, who went for over 200 yards on the ground. Also, Nick Chubb, who we have discussed, and Frank Gore. Those are your running back options. All of them averaged more than 6 yards a carry on the day. You've got until 3 o'clock Eastern on Thursday to vote at NFL.com/FedEx, and we will reveal the winner on Total Access after Thursday Night Football.